A brand new musical biopic drama film is hitting cinemas this weekend, and I'm really excited to talk about this particular movie because this might be one of the most controversial musical biopic films we have seen in quite some time. So if you're just as curious as I am, let's get to the review. Welcome back, film fans. This is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad, and today on the channel, I want to talk to you guys about the brand new film called Elvis. Elvis is co-written and directed by Baz Luhrmann, as it stars Austin Butler and Tom Hanks in the lead role. The film chronicles the life and career of singer and actor Elvis Presley, from his early days as a child to becoming a rock and roll star and movie star, as well as his complex relationship with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. Elvis is a movie that I have been really excited for, as well as every other Elvis Presley fan, because he is one of the biggest stars in Hollywood and in the music industry, and just so iconic for what he did during the time that he lived. And another reason why I was so excited to check this one out was because this movie has been garnering such critical acclaim, especially of Austin Butler, who is now a frontrunner to win Best Actor at the Academy Awards next year. But this movie is also garnering a ton of mixed reactions to the movie based on its presentation, its length, and what they do with the story and some of the writing choices. So I'm here to say that I thought that this movie was really good. This is one of those movies that I can see a lot of people being very mixed on, and it's solely based on its presentation and its length, because this is a movie that is so over the top and is so flashy and stylish that it could throw a lot of people off. But that is exactly what this movie needs to be, because his life was such a flash because of how much fame he was able to get, and he was just moving through the next thing after the next thing. The biggest positive I can have with this movie has got to be Austin Butler, as he is truly fantastic in this role. He is so perfect as Elvis Presley that even Elvis Presley's daughter and the whole family has garnered so much praise for him, because he is simply that good. I couldn't even tell what was his voice and what was Elvis's voice when it came to the singing, because it was mixed together so perfectly. And I felt like Austin Butler put so much passion and detail to this role. Tom Hanks was also fantastic, as you know he normally is in every movie he is in, and I think he could easily get a Best Supporting Actor when it comes to the Oscars next year. All the concert scenes are excellent in this film, as they just give all the energy and excitement that all the fans had when they first watched Elvis back in the day. And I just felt all that emotion in this movie, and it made me want to go listen to all the Elvis songs and be able to appreciate how great he was for his time and how his legacy still lives on today. But one of the biggest positives I have with this movie is one that's going to be very controversial, and that's got to be the presentation, as this movie is simply over the top, but it is so stylish and interesting with all the great shots that Baz Luhrmann decided to use for this film, as there are a ton of amazing transitional scenes, and at times this movie can feel way too much. But this movie is trying to garner the younger legacy, and it is trying to show that Elvis is still alive in the hearts of music fans, and his legacy will live on. And it just showed how awesome he was, and this movie just does not stop, as it goes straight from the beginning all the way to the end, and it is a fast-paced roller coaster. Considering the fact that this movie is around 2 hours and 40 minutes, this might be one of the fastest 2-hour and 40-minute movies I have ever seen in my entire life. And for the people who are used to the really boring, dull biopic movies that have the worst and most boring cinematography and just a really basic story along with it, I think this movie might be a disappointment for you. I also found the screenplay to be really strong here, as I really enjoyed all the dialogue and all the foreshadowing that played into this movie, as Baz Luhrmann and the other writers decided to take this movie in a different direction and being able to make it unpredictable, even though if you are an Elvis fan, you know exactly where it's going to go. But as a person who knows practically nothing about Elvis, this movie was quite surprising, especially in the way that this movie is presented and told, and not in a very standard flat way like Bohemian Rhapsody, where it was so cookie cutter that it made that movie so boring to watch. Unfortunately, I do have a few negatives with this movie, and the first one has got to be the runtime here, as this movie is around 2 hours and 40 minutes. And while I really enjoy the length of it and it's able to explore every single aspect of Elvis Presley's life, I do feel like this movie should have just been longer. There are so many aspects of his life that are just there and it just goes away. And I understand that it's just trying to show how fast his life really was, but I was so interested in knowing his backstory and knowing who he was, especially when he got older in his life. And I would be more curious to see if the 4-hour cut does come out and if that version is better than this one. And the last negative I have with this film has got to be the opening of this film, as it is a very elongated opening montage of a bunch of just different aspects of Elvis's life just going all over the place. And if you're not used to the style and you're not on board with it, the rest of the movie is going to be a really hard watch. Overall, guys, Elvis was a very enjoyable musical biopic film that did everything that I think a musical biopic movie should be, and have less of that cookie cutter, basic, dull looking story-wise movie, instead being a really fun, energized, and fresh movie with amazing performances, a pretty decent screenplay that feels like there was a lot of passion and effort that went into showcasing the legacy of Elvis Presley, and Austin Butler was simply fantastic. I have to strongly recommend seeing this film, especially in a movie theater, just getting the amazing sound quality and hearing the awesome and amazing songs in the best audio possible. I am giving Elvis a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review. As I want to know below in the comment section, have you seen Elvis? And if you have, I can't wait to hear all your thoughts about it. Before you guys check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following video.